attorney Laura Anthony, founding partner of Legal and Compliance, a full-service corporate securities and business transactions law firm. Today's Lawcast will detail the requirements to be quoted on the OTC Pink Current Information tier of OTC Markets. The following minimum disclosure is required to maintain OTC Pink Current Information status on OTC Markets. If the company is subject to the Exchange Act reporting requirements, compliance with such reporting requirements will satisfy the financial reporting requirements for current information status. If the company is not subject to the Exchange Act reporting requirements, it must post annual financial statements on the OTC Markets website, including a balance sheet, income statement, statement of cash flows, and notes to financial statements for the previous 2 fiscal years or from inception if the company is less than 2 years old, and the annual report must be filed within 90 days of fiscal year end. If the financial statements are audited, the auditor report must be posted with the audited financial statements, though audited financial statements are not required. If the company's financial statements are not audited, an annual attorney letter and attorney letter agreement must be posted within 120 days of fiscal year end. If the company is not subject to the Exchange Act reporting requirements, it must post quarterly financial statements on the OTC Markets website within 45 days of the end of each fiscal quarter. The company profile page on the OTC Markets website must be current and accurate. The company must file annual and quarterly reports with narrative information and CEO and CFO certifications that track SEC Rule 15C-11 disclosures. A company must file a Form 8K if it's SEC reporting, or submit a news release within 4 days of any of the following: entry or termination of a material definitive agreement, completion of acquisition or disposition of assets, including mergers, creation of a direct financial obligation or an obligation under an off-balance sheet arrangement, triggering events that accelerate or increase a direct financial obligation or an obligation under an off-balance sheet arrangement, costs associated with exit or disposal activities, material impairments, sales of equity securities, material modifications to rights of security holders, changes in the company's certifying accountant, non-reliance on previously issued financial statements or a related audit report or completed interim review, changes in control, departure of directors or principal officers, elections of directors and appointments of principal officers, amendments to articles of incorporation or bylaws, change in fiscal year, amendments to the company's code of ethics or a waiver of a provision of the code of ethics, or any other material event. In addition, to maintain current information status, a company must subscribe to the OTC Disclosure and News Service and pay an annual fee of $4,200 and a one-time setup fee of $500. I'm securities attorney Laura Anthony, founding partner of Legal and Compliance and producer of Lawcast. Should you have any questions about today's topic, please visit securitieslawblog.com and lawcast.com or contact me directly. Inquiries of a technical nature are always encouraged.